Hey guys, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all those around the world. Welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video featuring your boy Snorlax coming through the bot lane in a Master Rank game playing in solo queue. We're going to be running today Flail and Block on Snorlax, picking up Scope Lens, Weakness Policy, and Buddy Barrier. Because why not? We're playing against a Lucario and an Espeon down here in this bot lane. Sadly enough, it doesn't seem to matter who Snorlax partners with in the bot lane as a support Pokemon because he is going to be a bully regardless of whoever get paired up with, as long as your partner doesn't necessarily, very bad or suck or whatever you want to call it, we should be fine. I was down here feeding the Rolls, make sure she gets her evolution first prior to me pretty much getting farm. I want her to hit level 5, make sure she gets her Side Shock or Future Sight. I think she's probably going to take Side Shock here. It is what it is, each their own. But being a Snorlax right now in this metagame is very good just because the amount of damage that you can sustain on the fact of how bulky you can be. Now, again, Weakness Policy and Scope Lens is a very solid idea. On Snorlax, you do a ridiculous amount of damage at lower health you are. Keep that in mind. Leo does 20% extra damage, pretty much, when you're low HP. Now, on top, like I said, Weakness Policy, you get those big old crits and stuff. It's fantastic. It really is. Sometimes you can one-shot squishies for like 2k. It's pretty insane. But at the same time, some people might not like Scope Lens on Snorlax. I understand. So you might be able to swap that out with Focus Band if you choose to do so. Focus Band if you choose to do so. Now we're running Block as a secondary over Yawn. I personally hate Yawn on Snorlax. I think Yawn is a very lackluster ability. I don't want to say it's bad. That Absol though. That Absol got deleted. But I don't want to say it's bad, but it's more so like you're not really an effect or helpful to your team in that sense where you can pick up Block and block out objectives, block out Pokemon from getting into a team fight. You know what I mean? In that situation there, we did well. We did what we could do to help Absol, even though he just decided to jump into a team fight and just popped his Unite move because he thinks that he's, God now because he does ridiculous amount of damage, so we can just kill everybody. It doesn't work like that when you have like 100 HP, to be fair. Not saying he had 100 HP, but when his defenses are just a piece of paper, I mean, what do you expect was going to happen? But either way, we're going to sit down here. We're going to bully this lane, make sure our Gardevoir, is protected, get safe, can help me carry this game because we're probably going to need her as long as she doesn't do anything stupid, which is very hard in solo queue, but each their own. As we get down here and bully Absol and bully Lucario because they don't do enough damage to burst you out. They just don't. With Weakness Policy going on full stacks, by the way, and on top of that with Scope Lens, with Flail, there's so much burst. She's playing with fire here. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the stun. She's not running Future Sight, so it's a really weird Gardevoir build for me, personally. But one of the best maneuvers with this Pokemon is when you play against Trevenant players, you literally just body him no matter what happens. Why? Because Trevenant has this, mentality of just going in, right? He just dashes in there. And Block, you just keep pushing him into your team. Just keep pushing him. Because 9 out of 10, he'll want to leave once he initiates that fight so he can wait for his cooldown or pop his Unite or whatever. Nah, bro, you just hit the block button. Just walk at him. It wins every single time. As long as your teammates aren't, are paying attention. But, you know what I'm saying? It's so good. And the fact that Block can just keep out any Pokemon in the entire game from objectives is really good. The downside to it is most players that play Snorlax, 9 out of 10, they don't like to initiate. They don't like being in that front line. It's weird. Like you'll play a tank and it's like, I'm here to do DPS. Okay, cool. All right, nice. You know what I mean? It's interesting. And it's funny for I to say that because I have Scope Lens and Weakness Policy, but at the same time, you can't just be a wall without doing damage. Think of it like in Trevenant's case where he's a ridiculous Pokemon who has insane sustain and he does a lot of burst damage, right? He's hard to take out. You want to be the same role, if that makes sense. You want to be able to do some damage, make sure you can block some of your teammates from dying, all that sort of thing. With Block, it's pretty good. It really is. Now, sometimes we like taking attack weight on Snorlax instead of Scope Lens or instead of Weakness Policy. But I think Weakness Policy is probably his bread and butter. It's one of his go-to items. Now, sadly enough, every time I start recording, someone has to bother me. It's so annoying. But what do you to do, boys? What do you do? Sadly enough, Espeon down here in this bot lane isn't really a threat to me. I don't really care about her, so I can pretty much just jump in here and do whatever I feel like doing. She doesn't have enough damage to burst me down. Thankfully. Again, I'm Snorlax with this big ol' HP. I can run at whoever I want to. Absol is not an issue for Snorlax. Keep that in mind. Reason being, he's always going to dash on top of you, right? Get the block ready. Make sure you block the first and or the second of his dashes. If you miss the first one, you block the second one. But his abilities are so telegraphed, it's very easy to put up your block shield. Absol does no damage. He pops Unite, hit block. It's so easy. But at the same time, he can still delete your team if you're not paying attention to your positioning when it comes to Snorlax. Hey, nobody's perfect, right? But look, he does like no damage. And I get you, he's running a different type of build for most Absol players probably in this metagame right now. Whereas not a lot of us take Sucker Punch still. Let's be fair. Like literally, let's be fair. And at the end of the day, you're playing Snorlax. Your job is to soak damage for your team. Care whether or not where your position is in that team fight, as long as you're there, trying to soak damage for your carries, trying to soak damage for the objective, blocking off the enemy team. That is your job. You see, we got over here, we have the Decidueye on the squad right now. We have a Gardevoir on the team. Those are my main two carries in this game, because I can always just expect Absol to do something stupid, like diving into a 1v5 thinking he's going to kill everybody. But at the same time, with the Decidueye and Gardevoir, I expect them to be able to zone out targets to be protected so they can help me carry in the later game. Now, as you can see, we're down here 1v1 on this Lucario. Why? Why are we 1v1 on Lucario? Because my team capitalizes on Trevenant. Lucario has to go back to base and reset. I don't. My Unite's coming up here. I still have Potion. I am ready to go in case he comes over the wall, which he does. So we get the block up ready to go. Unfortunately, it can't be stopped because Pirate Punch, you know, it is what it is. But I crit zap those for about 2k with an auto attack with Flail. So, I mean, that's secure, right? That's how you win the game. But, I don't know. I really enjoy playing Snorlax, and I think I might be playing him a lot more. Not necessarily pumping out content when it comes to Snorlax, but just in my games overall, he's a lot of fun right now. I do like the role of being able to play a defender who's actually really, really fun and bring something to the table, other than just Trevenant Slowbro. Because there's no other defender in the game that actually is like pretty much relevant, let's be honest. But overall, this has been Pawse Plays. Hope you guys smash the like button, come join that Discord as I block Lucario's damage with block because he can't do any damage to me. What do you need to do? You just eat that close combat. You're so bulky. You're so bulky, boys. You're just a thick boy. But hey man, I will catch you guys in the very next Pokemon Unite video. Stay safe out there. I'm sorry for the audio bug. Hopefully it'll fix itself in the very next video. But eats the room. See y'all later.